Good afternoon. How are we?
Good. How are you?
All right. Dana, how are you?
I'm good, really good. How are you?
I'm good, good. How's New Zealand? Is it sunny?
The last 2 days, it's literally been changing from rain to sun, like all day. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
When that was the one thing I remember when I was over in New Zealand is just how you have to prepare for every climate in one day.
Yeah.
One minute it'll be sunny, the next minute it'll be raining, and it's like you get caught out if you're not prepared.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Carly, how are you?
Hi, sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. I never grabbed your partner's name. What was your partner's name?
Cody.
I'm Cody.
Cody. Hey, bud. How you doing?
Yeah.
How'd you guys go after last week's one?
Have some else?
You're not gonna kill us like last week, are you?
Oh, I don't know. It depends what mood I'm in.
No, it was really good actually.
Yeah. Okay. Did any of you manage to make Thursday, or it was just a Tuesday thing?
Yeah, we made Thursday.
Yeah, I did see the replay actually, Fran and Rose. Cool. There's some more people joining us. So Dana, I've purposely not put a mobility ball in today. How about that? How about that?
What will we need for today?
So I have a foam roller. The drill, we're going to do two exercises. One, the foam roller is just used as kind of a bolster. So you could even use like a pillow. I'll show you what we're pretty much going to, when we do the exercise, you're going to have your roller, I'll just move back, and you're going to be lying on your side with a leg up. So kind of whatever you can use to just replace the roller. I think a pillow would probably be the easiest one to do. And a towel. And a towel, actually. If you don't have a roller, who doesn't have a foam roller?
Yeah, me, but I've got my coffee and stuff.
Cool. Zach and Sarah, how are we, guys?
We're good.
Awesome, awesome. What equipment have you guys got? What was that, sorry? Spiky ball, cool. I was just saying to the guys, if you don't have a foam roller, if you can grab a pillow or something like that. So we've got one in there, cool. Yeah, wicked. And then we'll start to make a move, I guess. So what I'll do, I'll just make sure I've removed the waiting room so people join in. They can. Sweet. So today, guys, what we're going to work on is the upper back. So upper back has a big roll, obviously, but it's going to get belted up with sitting down a lot. But one thing that it will stop us doing is reaching that overhead position. So as we've got, if I turn side on, like if we can only reach to here with the shoulder, for example, you're going to have to need the upper back to do a lot more range. So we're not going to work on shoulder range today. We're actually going to work on that upper back range. So as we said, we're going to go for this guy, and this is going to be pretty much our only bit of equipment. If you have a towel laying around, you may need it. You may not need it depending on your range of motion, but if you can run off and grab that handy, you might just save yourself a little bit of trouble later on. So what we'll do, we'll just get everyone muted. And if you have any questions and you don't mind yelling out over the microphone, just unmute yourself and just give me a yell, and then we'll address anything as we need to. So guys, for those of you that didn't join me on Tuesday or missed out on Thursday, welcome. The way we like to structure these is to have go through some information and assessments, basically. So we're trying to figure out where we're struggling movement-wise, and then we'll go through our whole little playlist that we've got going, and then we retest at the end. So we've got like a nice little test retest. I make a point of saying that sometimes you get massive change between the test retest and other times you don't. Typically what that would be is if you do get a big change, this is probably an area that yourself will struggle with. Like, so for today, if you get a big change between our test and then our retest, you know that the upper back is an area for you that you might just need to pay a little bit of attention to. And vice versa, if you don't get too much of a change between the two, it just might be that your upper back's sweet. You might have issues elsewhere. But then just keep jumping in on the bi-weekly session, so Tuesday and Thursday at 1:30, and we can get stuck into different areas of the body. Who's ready to go? Ready to go? Nice. All right, so our assessment today, we've only got one assessment in a few different forms. So I'll show you side on. So basically what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be going knees kind of like hip width, maybe a little bit wider, pretty much whatever width you'd have if you were doing a squat, that's about where we want you to be. And then I'm going to go bum sitting on heels, because what you're going to basically do is you're going to go bum on heels, elbows in between your knees like this. Okay, you can give this a whirl as we go. And now you're going to go take one hand, you're going to put it behind the lower back. So I've got my right hand behind my lower back. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to my right and I'm going to twist to my right. Okay, so what you're I want you to, you're assessing yourself here. So if you feel tight or restricted, make a note of it. All right, change sides, guys. You're also comparing left and right. So if you're noticing you've got a lot more movement one way compared to the other way, just make a note of it, because when we do a retest, it'll be really interesting to see if we get any change. So I'll give you guys another, say, 30 seconds if you want to retest one side, check it out. You can also look a little bit more at the upper back if you want. And if you want to do that, just instead of having the hand behind the back, put the hand behind your neck. Same thing though, rotating out to the side. So some of you might find that when it's behind your back, you can rotate a lot further than when it's behind your neck. So this is just a quick little screen that we love to use in the clinic, just to give us a bit of an indication of what might be going on. We cool to proceed? Everyone's got that mental checklist, mental note? Wicked. All right. So grab your roller if you've got it. Okay. If you don't have it, basically what I'm going to get you to do, Dana was the only one, hey? No, I think Zach and Zach and Sarah had one of those there. All right, cool. So what I'll show you, for those that have got the roller, I'll show you what we're doing. So basically we're going to roll out the lat, okay? So you're going to be using the roller on the side to find a spot kind of just under the bony part of the shoulder blade. And you'll find it's a little bit tender. When you're there, I want you to hang out in that position. And what you're going to do is you're going to just reach, try and lift the arm away from the floor and back down. So we're going to do that a few times there. Guys, if you don't have a roller, ooh, I see innovation happening. There's one, cool. Dana, are you using your bottle again? Yeah. So another trick is like a firm drink bottle or something like that. And that's what's been getting us away from it. Sweet, we're all good. We're all good. All right, so what I want us to do is, rolling up and down. So Carly, this is probably, to answer your question, we're probably going to be killing you a little bit. But just bear with it. So find that spot and then we'll go for 5, just reaches, long reaches. Play around also, you can roll towards your back or you can roll towards your front. Just wherever you can build enough tension to feel a bit of a change, that's where we want to be. So we might be up around the shoulder blade. So now we can start to roll down towards almost the lower back, kind of like where the bottom of your ribs are. That's another area that we want to hang out in. And the same thing, find that spot where you can build a little bit of tension, and we'll just go for some reaching. You can play with sliding yourself forward, sliding yourself backwards on that point. It's all about just keeping the arm up to just build a bit of tension. And if you feel a little bit of like referral going from where the roller is up into the shoulder, that's normal. You're on a good spot. So give yourself a pat on the back. Sweet. All right. Let's flip around, change sides. If I'm not getting any people unmuting and asking questions, I'm just going to assume that we're all good. But again, if you're struggling to find where to put the roller in this case or anything like that, just unmute yourself, yell out, and we can go through it. It'll give me a break from doing this or keeping a straight face. Yep, so same thing. So we're going up around the shoulder blade a little more, maybe just below it. Finding that spot with tension. Use your legs to either take a little bit of weight on or off and just move your body around. And once you find that spot, go through some reaching. And you can also take note that if you're struggling to reach overhead on one side, most of the time we'd find in clinic that it'll correlate with a restricted range in that assessment we did at the beginning. Yeah, once you've done about 5 reaches up and down, find another spot. We'll stay up around the shoulder blade. Sweet. All right, we're going to go down towards that lower rib portion again. Rotating yourself forward or backwards to find that tension. Once you find it, pin it down. We're going to move the arm again, up and down. From my end, it looks awesome. Everyone's waving to each other. With the foot too, Brandon Rose. Cool. Move around, find one more spot. You can play around with breathing as well. Like some of you, until I've mentioned it, might have found you're holding your breath somewhat. So as you're moving, I want you to just focus on breathing out, just letting yourself sort of sink into it. And then let up. Well done. Made it through the first phase. Okay, so we're going to use the roller now for like a bolster or pillow. So I'll move back, make sure I'm far enough back. You may need to, some of you may find if you're restricted in the upper back, that having a pillow to pop your head on will be nice for this. But just see how you go. If you feel like you're straining your neck, you won't need it. The better your range, the less likely you'll need it. So what I'm doing here, so lie parallel to your roller, okay? My top leg, I'm gonna place like my shin on the foam roller. And basically what I wanna do here is I wanna try and bring this knee as close to my chest as I can. The reason for that is the higher I can bring this knee, the better I can lock the hip and the lower back off, which means that any movement I get out of this exercise is all going to come from the upper back, which is what we're trying to work on here. All right. So I'm lying on my right side here. So with my right hand, I'm just going to hold on to my knee like this. Okay. The other leg dangling around. So that's my right leg. I've got that here. This is where you may need a towel if you can't get it, because what I'm going to do with my left hand is grab onto my right foot. Has everyone got that? Sweet. Yeah, wicked, wicked. All right, so what we're going to do here now is you're going to hold on to your knee, and we're working to get the head and the opposite shoulder towards the floor. Okay, don't force it. I just want you to just lay into it for now. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a big breath in. I'll talk you through this first because I want you to execute it right. We're going to take a big breath in, hold your breath, and this leg you're holding onto, I want you to kick hard into the arm for 5 seconds. Okay, so we'll go through that now. So laying down, setting up, go big breath in, hold breath, and kick hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out, and as you breathe out, just let that left shoulder sink towards the ground a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to go through that again. So go big breath in, hold breath, kick hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, as you breathe out, let that shoulder sink a little more towards the ground. So you should find each time you breathe out, you and relax, you should get a little bit more range. Usually we find 3 or 4 reps of this is enough. Okay, let's go another one. So go big breath in, hold breath, kicking hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out, let that sink towards the ground. Great work. Now, before we get up out of this, you can let go of the foot. So we've just forced a little bit more range through the upper back. Now I just want to jump the gun here and just use this range we've got. So we're going to teach the brain to use it. So we're going to go through an archer. So basically what I'm going to do with this hand is I'm going to take it, slide the hand. So I'm sliding the hand past my fingertips on the floor. And then I'm drawing a bow. I'm going to slide the hand along my arm, along my chest, and let it come out. And so I'm just going to go through this motion, probably about maybe 5 reps. Whoops, lost my earpiece. So we're going through that about 5 reps. And again, just trying to get all that movement to be happening through the upper back. If you're finding the neck straining a little bit with this, again, just pop a pillow under the head. Just give it a little bit of support. And as your range through the upper back improves, you will need that less and less. Good. And once you've done that, we can flip sides. A tip, if you haven't got up already from that, probably best to just either roll onto your belly and push yourself up, because if you haven't done it before, you'll feel a little bit stiff. Great work. Alrighty, so switching sides. So I'm laying on my left side here. So if I'm making reference to left and right, because I'm left side down, just mirror it if you're on the other side. Doesn't have to be the same. So same thing here. So I've got my right knee on the roller, bringing that knee up as high as I can to my chest. My left leg in the air, wiggle it about, gonna grab onto it with my right hand. Okay, left hand's just holding onto that knee just to keep it tucked in nice. Okay, same thing. So we're gonna keep the knee on the roller. You're gonna let yourself sink towards the ground. Now once we're here, we know the drill. So we're gonna take a big breath in, hold breath, 5, 4, sorry, kicking, holding breath, 2, 1, breathing out, relax, and let that shoulder sink towards the ground. This is a tight side on me, so I'm actually going to do a proper rep here. So go, taking a big breath in, hold breath and kicking hard. Breathing out, relax, let it sink. All right, so we'll go through that again. So big breath in, hold breath, kick hard. Breathing out, relax, let it sink. I reckon I've got one more rep in me to get pretty close to the floor. So let's give that a go again. So big breath in, hold breath. Breathing out, relax, let it sink. Awesome. All right, let go of the foot. Let's go into the archer. Again, really just trying to emphasize that movement, not necessarily coming from the shoulder. I want it to come from the upper back. So using the area that we've just stretched out and got to work a little bit. So the drill that we've just done, it's called the Bretzel. It's my favorite bang for buck thoracic mobility drill. Great. It doesn't take too long to actually get an effect, and you don't need much equipment. So for those of you that are coaches or want like something to break up your day at the computer, bang for buck, this one's the one to go to. And then we just add this archer in, just so we can teach the brain to use that extra range of motion and keep it a little longer than if we were just to do the Bretzel on its own. All right, I'll give you a break so you can set up, shake out, however you want to move about. All righty. So, you know what? I did tell a lie, Dana. I said we'd weren't going to do anything with the ball, but I want to grab the upper trap. So if you've got a ball, we'll use the ball for this. If not, I'll come up with something on the spot for you, Dana. I've just thought on the fly. Sorry to go off script, guys. Dana, I think ideally, actually, if you've got perfect. If you've got a chair, or you could maybe even use the bed. Basically, what I'm going to do, like I'm sitting on my roller here. Actually, yeah, you've got a chair. You put up a mad video on your Insta, training with a chair. You got a chair. You got a gym. So sitting on the chair, Dana, what you're going to do is you're going to pop one hand underneath it, and you're going to just lean away from it. Okay, so you can kind of work that. Okay, for everyone else playing at home with the ball, okay, ball is going to go. Let me move a bit closer. So if you go tip of your shoulder, the bony point on your shoulder, and we'll take our fingers for a walk, you're going to go, say, one step to the side, and then go one step towards the back of you. So you should be in that kind of like juicy spot right there. I know Fran's got it. She's making a mad face. So that's where the ball's going to go. Okay? So basically what you're going to do is you're going to grab your ball, place it there, and you're going to lay on your back. Okay? And now what you're going to do here is I want you to move it around till you just find that spot again. Okay? And then to build tension, we're going to lift the hips. Okay? Once we lift the hips, we're going to take that hand, the same side the ball's on, we're going to take that hand, and I want you to reach towards that opposite shoulder. If you want to add a little bit more tension, that's a bit crazy, but if you want to add a bit more tension, you can lift the head up. Okay, got to hold it for a few seconds, let everything relax, and find a new spot. Yeah, so that's it. So finding the spot on the ball, move around until you've got it. Once you've got it, I want you to lift the hips to build some tension. Once you build that tension by lifting the hips, reach that arm across to the opposite knee. And then again, if you want to add a little bit more tension, you can start to lift the head. That's it. And Dana, what you can end up doing, you can be doing the same thing, leaning away, okay? And as you're leaning away, you can start to rotate the head. And so you can just get different angles. So you're basically using the traction from your own arm to get a good stretch through that upper trap. And then by you, say, looking towards your right shoulder, you can build a little bit more tension through the back there. Has everyone got this? Yeah, good, good, good. Sweet. All right, let's change sides. So we're not going to spend too long on these ones. We just want to get the upper traps all loose, and then we'll do one more drill using a wall to help us out. So same thing. So find the other side. If we want to go through that walk again, find the bone on the shoulder, take like one step to the side, okay, one step towards the back, and it's kind of in that area there. Yep, placing the ball there, lying on your back, find the area, build some tension by lifting the hips. You can reach that arm across the body towards the outside of the opposite knee. And then you can lift the head to add a little bit more tension there. Once you're there, you can move around slightly if you've come off that point. And relax. Awesome. All right. So we're going to do one quick drill. I'm going overtime as usual, so we'll do one quick drill here, then we'll reassess, and we're good to go. So you're going to need a wall for this. Okay. I'll demo what I want you to do. If you don't have time to move the camera around, that's completely fine. So I'm butted up against the wall. Okay. I've got my right side up against the wall. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that knee up just against the wall. So I'm here. Okay. Both my hands are going to be in front of me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the arm that's against the wall. I'm going to take it up over the top and reaching through. Okay? And then I'm going to come back. So again, if we need to play at home, whatever side's up against the wall, have that knee forward. Okay? The arm have both your hands together facing forward. And then you're going to take the arm that's neighboring the wall up and over, reaching as far back as you can. Okay? And then coming back. I don't know what we'll call this. We'll call it the swimmer, the backstroker. So say we can just go forward and back 5 times, and then we'll change sides on the wall. Again, what we're doing here is we're using the wall to lock our hips in place. So all this movement is coming predominantly through the upper back. You're going to have a little bit of shoulder range that's going to be needed here, but predominantly it's going to be the upper back. Great. Once you've done that 5, we can change sides. So I don't have my back to everyone. I'm going to flip to this wall. Cool. So butting up against the wall, that knee's forward. So outside of the legs laying against the wall, both hands forward. And now I'm going to take that hand up and over. If you're finding this really difficult with the shoulder, you can give yourself a little bit of reprieve by stepping like half a step away from the wall. It's going to be a little different, so you're going to have to twist a bit, but now your shoulder range isn't going to impact it as much. You're not going to get as much through the upper back, but you just take what you need. Once you've done your 5, shake it out, come back to the middle. And all that's left is our retest. So we'll guide through that again. So point you down a bit, there we go. So knees about hip width apart, bum on heels, okay, elbows in between your knees, and you're gonna take one hand towards the back, and you're gonna twist up. So again, comparing to your mental notes you've made, if there's any improvement there. While we're on this side, come back to the middle. We won't change sides yet. That same arm we'll take behind the neck, do the same thing, twisting up. And we'll change sides. So go behind the back, twisting out. And then hand behind the neck, same thing, twisting away. And well done. Great work, everybody. So who got some changes? Yeah, awesome, awesome. Very good. All right. So
Rose died.
both sides?
Rosemary died.
Oh, okay. That's all right. It's a target area for her then. So guys, these are now getting uploaded to our YouTube channel. Just if I think it's Apex HM, I think it's the same for all of them, but if you just look up Apex Health Movement, we've got a little playlist on there called something like Mobility Class Replays. So if you know anyone that might want to watch this back, or if you've forgotten a movement that you really like, it'll be uploaded with the date, and so you can just go back and play there. The link for this remains the same each time, so for Tuesday and Thursday classes. So again, if you know anyone that might want to jump in and learn a little bit, hopefully, feel free to just pass that along. Otherwise, guys, hang around if you've got any questions or feedback. If not, get back to work, enjoy your day, and Tamika will see you guys on Thursday, and I'll see you next Tuesday. All right? Well done. Unreal, guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
No worries. Well done. Well done.
Right.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Squeeze me.
Zach, how are we, mate? How are we, Sarah? Been a while. Hang on, wait. Let me stop the recording.